Hey guys, how's it going? SimpleKlutch here doing my Royal Rumble 2013 predictions, and I know it's just over a week away, about 9 days actually, and I was gonna do it about a week ago, but then there was only the Royal Rumble match and uh Rock and Punk on the card, so really there's no point in doing predictions on two matches. Now there's been four matches announced, and they are obviously the Royal Rumble match. Team Hell No versus Rhodes Scholars for the Tag Team Championships. The Rock versus CM Punk, and Alberto Del Rio versus The Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I'm going to hop right into this with the World Heavyweight Championship, Del Rio against The Big Show. Now, the real reasoning behind Del Rio becoming the World Heavyweight Champion is that The Big Show's contract was going to expire, and he wasn't signing. So what happened is, they put the title on Del Rio, and Big Show re-signed about a week later. Oh, pardon my on there. So Del Rio's the champion, which you would think would have been Sheamus and the Big Show at the Rumble. So now Del Rio is the champion, and according to I don't know how much you can trust this, but apparently the plans have changed. They're going full force with Del Rio, trying to make him a babyface and make him get over. So it looks like Del Rio's championship run. Um, there's so many things that could happen with this. It's not even funny. First of all, the match at WrestleMania is supposed to be Randy Orton against Dolph Ziggler. No, Randy Orton against Sheamus, sorry, for the World Heavyweight Championship, which means that in order for that to happen, Randy's gonna have to win the Rumble, and Sheamus is gonna have to win in the Chamber, pinning Del Rio. And I don't see how Del Rio doesn't get a rematch at WrestleMania, which makes no sense. But that's just how it's gonna go. If you really think about it, here's what Um, spoiler. I could give away the spoiler, but I won't. You know what? Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna give away that spoiler. Or what I'm gonna say is Del Rio is probably going to be a transitional champion. First of all, he's a face now, in case you didn't notice, and Dolph Ziggler's a heel. So this is just going to set up a Dolph Ziggler cash-in, and I'm a huge fan of Alberto Del Rio. He is like my favorite, maybe just behind Cena and Jericho. But Del Rio the guy is awesome, and I really want him to have a nice 6-month title reign. And I want to actually, now that he's going against heels, he can win clean with the cross arm breaker. But I feel like he's just being set up to get cashed in on, and I don't think Ziggler's going to cash in until after WrestleMania. So I think that Del Rio will retain against the Big Show at the Rumble, because there's no point in putting the title on the Big Show. There just really isn't. I mean, it makes a lot more sense for Del Rio to have it. Although he will probably lose it to Sheamus in the Chamber, and Orton will probably win the Rumble or find another way to go to WrestleMania for the World Championship, and then they'll have that match. So Del Rio will retain against the Big Show. That's my prediction. It'll be a clean win, hopefully with the cross arm breaker. That would really make me happy, personally. And then that way he can retain it, go in the Chamber to lose it, and then that's it for his title run. So you know, um, there's no point in putting it back on Big Show. They changed the plans. They're expecting, they're trying to push Del Rio. I don't think having Sheamus bury him for like the 5th time or 6th time this year is really going to help put him over as a babyface. But if that's what you want to do, go ahead, WWE. All right, so that's the first match. Second match, The Rock versus CM Punk. Well, I, like everyone else out there, I mean, actually, it's like 77% of people that voted on this think that The Rock will beat CM Punk. CM Punk has had well, there's no other way to put it, a long title run that really, for me, was boring about 2 to 3 months in. I mean, I was excited for his match with Jericho. Other than that, I just didn't care. It's no secret, I don't like CM Punk. I've watched his DVD. He's arrogant, he's whiny, he complains, and the fact that he's had the championship for a whole year is ridiculous. Um, I think that Daniel Bryan should have got the title when he had his the kind of like the summer of Bryan, when he got really over after getting broke kicked by Sheamus, who I really don't like as well. I don't like The Rock that much. I don't mind him. I like him, but the fact that he beat Cena last year really angered me. So Rock against Punk, when The Rock comes back and says he's gonna bury the top guy in the WWE, that's what he does. So no doubt here, I think it's gonna be a great match. I feel like the Shield, though, like if anything would be classified as unjust, it would be a movie star coming back, getting a guaranteed shot, and winning the title. So I feel like the Shield should be interfering here. But I think full out that The Rock will beat CM Punk. If the Shield gets involved, I think he'll somehow win. But don't be surprised if the Shield comes out. But I think in the be all end all, maybe Sheamus and Orton will come out and save The Rock if the Shield does get involved. But I think CM Punk's championship will finally, not to quote The Rock, come to an end and save us all from boring television and low ratings. So that'd be really cool to see The Rock have the championship and wrestle in the Chamber, which will pretty much happen. For those of you that didn't know. It's not been confirmed that he's in the chamber, obviously, because that'd be a spoiler. But if he does win the championship, he will be wrestling in the chamber. And I don't know if he's winning it, but this is my prediction: The Rock will beat CM Punk. You can take that to the bank. You can definitely take Del Rio beating Big Show to the bank. Um, Hell No versus Rhodes Scholars. You got to think here. Daniel Bryan and Kane have been an amazing surprisingly amazing tag team. The two guys don't look like they'd mix at all. Their promos are funny. They're good wrestlers. Daniel Bryan is an amazing wrestler. Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. I like Cody Rhodes a lot. Damian Sandow is pretty cool too. I like his "You're Welcome" quotes, and I think that title should have been put on them back in Hell in a Cell when they had that match. But they're having the match now, and I think that to kick off 2013, Rhodes Scholars will take the championship from Kane and Daniel Bryan. Probably clean, but they might have to sneak in some kind of attack from behind, like a crossroads out of nowhere or something like that. But I think it's time you switch up the championship. Kane and Daniel Bryan, break up and have a little feud and get after each other in the chamber. And that's what should happen with them. And Rhodes Scholars will be the tag team champions. I think that is how this match is going to go down. And then, wow, I love when people phone whenever I try and do commentaries. Thanks a lot. Royal Rumble match is happening here. I'm just going to pick 5 people because with 30 people, it's kind of hard to have one ironclad prediction. I know there's some more matches on the card, but this is really all there has been announced so far. And there probably won't be that many more matches because the Rumble is really time consuming. The Rock and Punk plans to take up right there. That's half the show. So I could really, more than that. So they might add a few quick diva matches that no one cares about. But really, let's get on the Royal Rumble. So I'm going to start with my 5th, then my 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and then who I think is going to win the most. This is going from least likely to most likely. Least likely, Daniel Bryan. He doesn't have a great chance of winning it, and he probably won't win it. But him winning it could set up a match with Sheamus at WrestleMania again, to get his revenge and actually give us a proper World Heavyweight Championship match. Him winning it could also set up a match with Alberto Del Rio at WrestleMania, which would, if Del Rio can keep the title, which I doubt he will, they could have an amazing match. As both, no, as all of you guys know, Del Rio is a great in-ring worker, and Daniel Bryan is also off the charts too. I'd like to see a submission match between them personally, much more than the Randy Orton Sheamus match, because we all know how that one would end. And then on to my next is Sheamus. I don't see why he would win it. I don't really see the point in it. He already won it last year. To me, that would just royally piss me off and make me not want to watch WWE anymore. The people I'm like sick of in this business is Big Show. He's just, beside his match at Hell in a Cell was great, but other than that, he's just the lamest, most boring person. CM Punk, I'm sick of the same promo. Everyone says his shoot promo is so good. If you give the mic to anyone in the WWE and let them speak their mind, I'd bet you get the same promo out of them. Daniel Bryan, how do you think he would feel? He won Money in the Bank and was buried for a whole year before he cashed in. CM Punk just got the opportunity. I don't really think he's good on the mic, but he's not God on the mic, as he likes to say. And Sheamus is just annoying. He's not good on the mic, and he's an alright wrestler. He's not, his match at TLC, which a Big Show sucked, and so did his one at Survivor Series, and he just kisses Triple H's butt really to get everything he has, and I could see him winning the Rumble again easily. He did that to bury Chris Jericho last year. I could easily see him winning it again this year, and going on to WrestleMania, and then Randy Orton would maybe win the World Heavyweight Championship in the Chamber, and then you'll set up the match that way. So Sheamus is my 4th next pick. Ryback, I don't dislike him, and I don't really like him either. He's just kind of a muscled up Jack guy getting a big push from Vince McMahon, in my opinion. And I know I come off as a really negative wrestling fan, and I love wrestling, and I love this pay-per-view. It's going to be a great pay-per-view. I'm just, there's certain wrestlers in particular that really anger me, and why should they be there when you got guys like, sadly, like CM Punk said, like Tyson Kidd, great wrestlers like that are, stuck jobbing. You got guys like Christian that aren't even showing up or not even on SmackDown, whereas you got guys like frickin' Ryback and Sheamus being shoved down our throats with the same match over and over again every week. Ryback easily could win this. The only way it would really work is that if Big Show won the World Championship at the Rumble and Ryback won the Royal Rumble, and then they could have their match at WrestleMania, because Ryback and Sheamus, Ryback and Big Show is supposed to happen at WrestleMania, so Ryback can shell shock the Big Show for his big WrestleMania moment. But we all know that he couldn't even do it to Tensai. I doubt he could do it to Big Show, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did. He's gonna have to practice a lot. Probably get Tensai to help him with that before the actual pay-per-view. He doesn't want to botch at WrestleMania. You can do it on Raw all you want, Ryback, which you do it a lot, but not WrestleMania. And now, people I actually like. My second top pick is Randy Orton. Obviously, I told you guys all about the Sheamus Randy Orton feud that will probably happen at WrestleMania. So obviously, Randy Orton wins the Royal Rumble match, and then Sheamus, Randy Orton is going to turn heel, and then Sheamus will win the championship in the chamber from Alberto, and then boom, Sheamus Orton WrestleMania, Brogue Kick 1, 2, 3. That is pretty much how that one sets up. And then you have the person who I think should win it, John Cena. He's my top pick. He hasn't won the Rumble since 2008, and he ended up going on to WrestleMania to lose to Randy Orton, by the way. And he also lost at WrestleMania 27 and WrestleMania 28, so don't start saying Cena never loses. By the way, he hasn't won a pay-per-view match since July, just pointing that out for all those people that complain. So I think him winning would be a great thing. Set up Rock versus Cena twice in a lifetime. I know you guys don't want to see it. I really want to see it. I'd much rather see that. The only thing better than that would be John Cena against Undertaker in an I Quit match. But I'm pretty sure that's CM Punk and The Undertaker this year at WrestleMania. So I think that how it's going to end up, John Cena wins the Rumble, Rock wins the WWE Championship, Rock versus Cena 2 once in a lifetime, and then John Cena will win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. And it almost feels like a WrestleMania prediction video, but this is the road to WrestleMania, and it the one thing I don't like about WrestleMania is it's so predictable. At least WrestleMania 28 was the most predictable one. We all knew that there's no way CM Punk's championship run would end. Jericho loves putting people over. What a shock. Chris Jericho lost and CM Punk won. We all knew The Rock would beat John Cena in his hometown. Big surprise, Rock won. We all knew that we all knew Sheamus would beat Daniel Bryan because, Daniel Bryan's a great wrestler, way better in-ring performer, way better on the mic. But hey, Sheamus is Triple H's friend, therefore he gets to win the championship. So last year's WrestleMania, and it was a really good WrestleMania. We all knew Undertaker's 20-0 would happen too, so that was a very predictable WrestleMania. And I love that WrestleMania. I have the 3-disc DVD, but just the part that pissed me off the most was how predictable it is. And this year's shaping up to be even worse for predictability. Now I'm not saying that my predictions are gonna happen. I think they will, but I wouldn't be surprised if they threw in a wrench somewhere here and there. But overall, I think that I would be shocked if one of these predictions was wrong. And I could be eating my own words. And if I do, I deserve to eat them. You know what? If Daniel Bryan wins the Rumble and faces Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, I would love it way more than what I'm predicting. But I'm not here to predict what I want to happen because that'll never happen. I'm here to predict what is pretty much gonna happen based on the WWE state of mind, and you guys are all gonna find it hilarious when these ring true, and I'm gonna be happy, but also at the same time kind of sad because they really, I mean, you don't want to know who's gonna win a match. Like you watch Raw, you know who's gonna win every match. Randy Orton or Antonio Cesaro. Wow, Randy Orton, what a shock. You always know who's gonna win on Raw. And WrestleMania is supposed to be there's these two mega stars. Who's gonna win? But for at least for me, WrestleMania 28, I knew all the main event outcomes just by looking at who WWE likes more, and that's what happens. And that's what I think WrestleMania is such a big event, and there's so many fans and it's so expensive, and you wait all year for it for 5-star matches. But you should have a surprise in there somewhere. Throw some people off with some little curveball. Don't just do the predictable thing over and over again. And the Rumble is the kickoff to Road to WrestleMania, so I'm going to run through predictions one more time. Alberto Del Rio will beat The Big Show. The Rock will beat CM Punk, new WWE champion. Road Scholars will beat Team Hell No. And John Cena or Randy Orton will probably win the Royal Rumble. Alright guys, thanks for watching my Royal Rumble 2013 predictions. I hope I didn't come off as too negative because I really am excited for this and I'm just like pumped for it. I'm just really hoping to throw in some surprises in here, but I really don't think they will. Anyways, make sure to leave a like, comment, most of all subscribe for more WWE 13 more WWE 13 content. Botch.